2, 1, and we're live. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, Fabulites. This is Angela, and I wanted to have a quick conversation about books. Look, I'm holding up Colson Whitehead's The Underground Railroad. Yes, Colson Whitehead, The Underground Railroad. My book club is reading it now, and we will actually have our book club meeting, which we have, one of our members is in Miami. So we have conference people in from all over. When I was in Mississippi, I was conference in. It's just, it's a small, intimate group, but there are a couple of us that sort of tentatively said that we were going to read it. So if anybody else want to, other than the people who are in my book club, so I'm just extending, but our book club meeting will be Sunday, March 11th from 7:30 to 8:30. So if you want to read Colson Whitehead's The Underground Railroad and discuss it with my book club and me, let me know. It's just we just read and talk politics, books, all of that stuff together. So that's that. I'm like on page 34. So I think yesterday I was on page 20, and I've been trying to read a little bit every night. But my other book club, I do a book club at my library, and theirs is going to be February 17th. So I have to get it finished sooner than my real book club. But hey, good morning, whoever's on the line. Thank you for the like. I appreciate it. So I'm on a more accelerated schedule than I kind of felt. We were talking. Somebody is one of the Fabulites, we were talking about Underground, how much I love Underground. I don't know if I like Underground Railroad. It's kind of like Alcibiades, or, I don't know if that's it, but that's kind of the feeling I'm getting, and I'm trying to have a positive attitude about it. I'm going to read it, but I'm not feeling like, ooh, yes. Like with Underground, I'm like, yeah, we fighting, we resisting, we getting back. Okay, so I just want to talk about that, and then I also wanted to talk about one of the Fabulites, Katrina Elliott, said that Tananarive Dew's The Good House was her most favorite book ever. And so I wanted to add that book to the queue, but at the time that I wrote it on this little card, I did not have my phone with me. When I have my book club events, I usually add things to it. But before I even, so that's another book to add. Has anybody read The Good House or Good House by Tananarive Dew? You might want to read it. It's been highly recommended by Miss Katrina Elliott. So I'm like, shoot, your most favorite book ever. Okay, that's exciting. And I told her that I wanted to add it into our list of things to read, but we have a couple other things in the queue. So what else the book club has in the queue is The Infinite by Chantel Acevedo. I'm not familiar with it, haven't read it. Also, Eric Larson's The Devil in the White City. I haven't heard of that, haven't read it. A Small Gathering of Bones by Patricia Powell is one that is on our list. The House of Hidden Mothers by Mira Sayal, Syal. And I think that's all that's in our queue for now. So I'd actually need to add all of those. I usually, in my calendar program, when we start having a list of books, I add them into the calendar program. So when we're like, well, what are we going to read next? We'd be like, well, this is what we said we're going to read next. Now, our book club is a little limited because one of our members in particular basically only uses the library. So if she can't find it at the Miami Public Library, she probably not going to read it. So, that's kind of a limiting thing for that. And then the only other thing that I wanted to say about books is that there are two YouTubers that whose books I want to add to my list. One book is erotica, so just I haven't read it. I can't say whether it's good or not. I heard an excerpt of some of her writing yesterday. She does, it's poetry. Twisted Life TV with poetry, LYF Life. And she does grown folks. She usually does a live every Friday. Grown folks talk, grown folks talking, grown folks chat, whatever. Grown folk. grown, you know. But so we she did an excerpt from one of her short stories, or another story that's not in the book. And you know, I was multitasking, so I couldn't just like focus on it, but it sounded good. I like erotica. Hello, Recipes by Rupa. But it is it's called Doing the Dang Thing, and it's by two people. One of the authors is Siva D, Sivad, and that's our YouTube lady, Miss Poetry Lady. And then speaking of ladies, another one that is on my list to read, and I'm not one who reads urban fiction, but it's called it's by one of our YouTubers called Color Me Pink. And I think her name, what is her name? Keisha. I think her name is Keisha Elliott, Keisha somebody. But we know her as Color Me Pink. If you go to her page, you can find the links to it. But the last book is called Such a Fuckin Lady. And because I am such a fucking lady, I'm not going to just be out here cussing and carrying on. That's why I spelled it Fuckin. Oh my gosh. But anyway, so that's it. That's it for book chat. What are you reading? What are you recommending? We kind of got started talking about, I love Tananarive Dew's Immortal series. I love her presence on Twitter. I just really love Tananarive Dew. But I got turned on to Tananarive Dew when Octavia Butler made her transition. And I had read everything that Octavia Butler had written, even a short story that was hardly published or published after her death or whatever. But people were like, well, Tananarive Dew is the next Octavia Butler. And I was like, ugh. And so, hi, welcome onto the chat. Thanks for the likes. I appreciate them. And so I was, for the longest time, I was like, I'm not reading. Hey, Frank G. I'm like, I'm not reading any Tananarive Dew because she's not Octavia Butler. And I just don't, I resist. But then when I read it, I was like, I love Tananarive Dew. And she had some other book where somebody was like possessed by, my mother read this one, I didn't read it, but like possessed by like the spirit of one of our ancestors who was like a musician, like a famous musician. It was kind of like, what in the, I mean, it sounded really interesting conceptually, but it also sounded like, could I get into the concept? So I think that's why I just stuck with the Immortal series, but I want to read all of her work. And y'all know that I love, if you read any of my book reviews, I have a whole playlist on here of book reviews, but you know that I love my man who does, dang, I'm blanking on his name. I love him so much I can't remember his name. Easy Rawlins, the Easy Rawlins series. Walter Mosley. I love me some Walter Mosley. And I started off with Walter Mosley with it was a big, thick, fat book, Ptolemy Gray, The Last Days of Ptolemy Gray. I love that book. And then he did a book about a woman who was like a porn star, a sex worker. He did a book. I've read all kinds of his books, but I was like kind of resistant to read the Easy Rawlings series. You see how you be resistant stuff? Yeah, catch up on my book playlist. It's only about 5 or 6 things in there. Most of the reviews are relatively short. But I'm trying to do better because I am in a book club. So theoretically, I read a book, at least a book every month. I had gotten so out of the habit of reading that, oh my gosh, I got cut off. If not for the book clubs, I don't know if I would be reading. Did y'all see me get cut off? So anyway, that's all I have to say. Yeah, I know. I'm sorry I got cut off. So that's it. What are you reading? Anything exciting? Anything interesting? Who's your favorite author? Why? What should I read? Whatever. So I just want to chit chat about books and also make a record of this so that if I forget to transfer this into my phone or whatever, that I can follow up on Good House by Tananarive Dew, who is the favorite book of Katrina Elliott. Anyway, y'all, today is the best day ever. I'm going to watch either Black Lightning and try to review that series today, catch up on that, or else The Quad, catch up on that. I would have tried to catch up on The Haves and the Have-Nots, except that OWN is really, really funny with their playback on demand. It's sort of like stuff will disappear. And even when I went and watched number 2 and 3, 1 was already gone for the new season. And that was like a few weeks ago. So I don't know if I can catch up on on that. But it seemed like with the Olympics, I guess it's not going to be no shows on the TV. Is that what's going on? I couldn't find Married to Medicine. Did you find it? I couldn't find. I've watched both of them and I love them, and I wanted to review them, but I just didn't have time. But I guess since I can't find Married to Medicine or Making a Motto, and the Olympics are on, I'm thinking that's why the shows aren't on. So we're gonna have time to catch up or catch. Maybe I should be trying to read a book instead of watch TV shows. I like TV. But that's what I got today. Is the best day ever. Thank you so much for liking, commenting, subscribing. I don't know why I'm clapping. Liking, commenting, subscribing. You're welcome, Frank J. Being here, being you, being fabulous, and sharing your thoughts and ideas with us here and with the world. Today is the best day ever. You are the greatest. I think I have was it the gospel version or the operatic version of Be Fabulous You? Be you, be fabulous, you. Be you, be fabulous, you. Peace. Be you. Be fabulous. Be fabulous.